Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is April 3rd, 2026, and this is my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's get over to these charts and see what we see. Maximize this quarterly chart. And on this quarterly chart, on the Dow, we still see red. We are above pivot. We do have a higher low. We are still just the first few days of the quarter, so nothing to get too excited about because you're seeing a red candle at this time. But still, that's what we see here at this time. Let's go ahead and go down to our monthly chart. On our monthly chart, on the Dow, let's zoom in here just a little bit. And what we're seeing here, the Dow is the small one, and it seems like it's having a rough time. It's still below the 9-10 moving average. We're going to be still below pivot at this time coming into this new quarter, but we're only a few days into it, so we got to see how things are going to happen, what's going to happen on Monday. This is that the thing is, when we're below the 9-10 moving average, we still say we are in a bear market, and just leave it at that. But we can be turning it around. That's what we see here on this at this time on this monthly count, on this monthly chart. Let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, let me zoom in here enough right there. That's good enough right there. What I'm looking at here is this this is the 9-10. This is the 50. I have the 50 and the 200. This is the 50 moving average right here. We had came down and we came here and we ended up closing below here, open below here, and this past week, holiday week though, we ended up getting back above here. So, but right now, we will be opening up the month. Come next month, we'll be start looking at these monthly pivots. We will be below pivot. The question is, can we get above? This is one time where I want to get above pivot and stay above pivot, not below pivot and stay below pivot. And I'll kind of like wait and see what actually happens there. Also, at this time, what I'm looking at here on this weekly chart is we got a piercing pattern right here. This is a pretty good pattern, and when it makes it at a bottom in a market like this is usually a pretty good sign that this market may be ready to turn around. But the Dow took a pretty good hit and coming all the way down to the 50, also getting below a support 3 level. So again, let's see what's going to happen here come next week and all. And that's pretty much it on the weekly thing. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the daily chart and see what we see there and wrap this on up. On the daily chart, zoom in here. What I want to see here is we are still below the 200. That's this red line here. This red line here is what I'm looking at, and we did end up closing below there. But I do think back here, this week, Monday, we did hit a bottom. We did start going higher. But again, the other thing that I'm looking at here is this evening star pattern here at the 200, and although we got a green candle here. And the other thing that's going to be happening come next week, we will be open. Look like we will be opening, unless something crazy happened this weekend, which we know can happen. We will be opening above pivot. So if we ended up opening above pivot, and we can get where we get above this 200, we can go higher and cancel out this evening star that we actually have here. Because again, evening star you expect it to be, but it's a green candle here. With this being a green candle, it's not as strong if this was a red candle here on this evening star. So again, this is not a real strong evening star. The location that it's in also coming off of a bottom. So again, you kind of like, you only out of 1 to 10, you give this a weight about of a 2. And at least in my strategies, I look at that. That's only a 2. I wouldn't be looking to be going short because I see that evening star at the location where it's at, even though it's below the 200 at this time. That's just one of the things that you should, based on your trading plans and your trading rules that you have in place, you should have things set up kind of like that. And back test it and make sure it actually works for you. And that's pretty much it. That's all I really want to share. Just giving a little extra tip there about, we're kind of looking at these charts and what you actually see here and some ways of how to interpret it. Also look at that book that I have out there. It's actually pretty good too. But that's it. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.